Hi guys, it's Liz and Luna here with another daily dose of guidance. You may notice, oh, she might leave. I was going to say you might notice she's giving a stink eye because I got a ring light on and it's real bright. Okay. So, okay, no, she's just going to take a really loud, disgusting bath behind me as I do this. Yeah, perfect. Anyways. So we will be using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, as per usual. Okay, oh, itchy. Okay. So we're going to tap into that divine guidance, that divine wisdom. You know, sometimes if you're not new here, or even if you are new here, sometimes my cats inadvertently add to the message, so maybe Luna, in all of her disgusting bath sounds, may be giving us a message right now. Maybe a message of self-care. We'll see what comes up. Sometimes Misty comes up with a message of just be loud and don't give a single fuck about being loud. She's not quiet. Oh, she's so tiny. She's so loud. You know, she'll be upstairs just hollering, and you'll hear her downstairs clear as day. She don't care. And so sometimes that's our message. Sometimes she'll come up and she'll yell at me, and that'll be part of the message. Oh, here we go. Okay. So we have I'm going to call this a starter card. Okay. We have had this before, but I think we had it upright. It's strategy. Okay. So I feel like, just again, because I'm feeling like this is sort of a starter card, okay, that this is a message for those who are maybe struggling a little bit with coming up with a strategy, okay, because it's in reverse, right? So, especially around this time, 2020 really shook us, so I've noticed a trend of people being a little more tentative about setting certain goals for themselves. But because we are still, if you're watching this in real time, we're still at the very beginning of January 2021, but we're about a week in now, and for some of you, you may have decided to set some kind of goal for yourself, but you're starting to fall off track a little bit, okay, which is the norm, okay, that's really very typical, okay, and this is generally because we don't have a strategy going into it, okay, we'll just set a goal, new year, new me, okay, but we don't set a strategy, we don't set ourselves up for success, okay, we just set this goal of, I'm going to lose this amount of weight, or I'm going to just start eating healthy, I'm going to, you know, just change my mindset overnight, or what have you. And even if you're like, okay, well, the goal might even just be, well, I'm going to work out X amount of days, X amount of hours. Like, those are the typical New Year's resolutions, right? Having to do really with our physical body, because it's very much rooted in the, well, root chakra, right? Which is all about the physical world. Okay, and we make a lot of New Year's resolutions in that space of the root chakra, okay? Or even, well, really in the, I would say, the 3 lower chakras, because those are all very earth-based. So you have your root chakra, which is the most concerned with the physical world, okay? And for some reason it paused. Okay, so I don't know why that happened. Okay, so the video paused for a second. We're back. Okay, so as I was saying, the root chakra is about security and survival and money, okay, having to do with the physical earth. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is really about pleasure, childlike creativity, nurturing, okay, but it's still in this earthly realm, okay? We're still concerned with earthly pleasures, okay? And then you have, and then you have the solar plexus chakra, which is very much about power, Okay, it's intended to be the healthy aspects of power, the balanced aspects of power, but we can become imbalanced or blocked in that area. So, but it's about power, it's about will, it's about confidence, it's about taking action. Okay, it's very masculine. Okay, and those are again those are with the earthly matters. Okay, so that's money, sex, and power. Okay, those are the three main earthly concerns in regards to those chakras. Okay, and so we tend to make New Year's resolutions and goals from those places. Okay, that's not always, but that's very typical. That's what you see. And so when we start to set those goals for ourselves, we don't always come up with a strategy of how to get there, right? Or the strategy itself needs to be tweaked, right? We've set that bar too high. And we've set ourselves up for failure before we've even started because we didn't set ourselves up for success with a proven strategy or gone to somebody who could help us in that area of creating a strategy that's going to set us up for success. Some form of coach, okay? So that could be a health coach, that could be, what do I want to say? A financial coach, that kind of deal. We haven't gone to somebody who already has a strategy, a proven strategy that is in place. Okay. Not to say that you have to go to a coach for that, but if you find that your current strategy is already falling apart, if you were like, okay, January 1st, new year, new me, and by I think it's January 8th now, if that strategy is already falling apart, then this is your call to reach out to somebody who in this niche that you're specifically looking for, okay, to help you come up with or to help you with that strategy, okay, with a proven strategy already in place, okay? Let's see what else. So I'm just gonna go back into the energy oracle card, see if there's anything else, pardon me, that wants to come through in regards to strategy or whatever wants to come up that's going to aid us in our highest good, okay? Okay, and I'm also thinking if you aren't really, if you're looking for someone with a little bit more help in just like a life coach type of deal, if you're not looking for someone who's specifically like going to be able to help you around your finances or losing weight or whatever your goal was, this is what I refer to as a superficial goal, okay? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with having a superficial goal. But if your goal was maybe a little deeper than that, okay? If you're just looking for a little help around, getting your life together, I guess. I mean, I know I've been there. So, with just daily stuff maybe, okay? Or maybe wanting to learn how to love yourself a little more. That's totally my jam. Learning to be loving your authentic self, okay? Oh no. Oh, that did not just happen. As I said that, door to romance popped up. You can't make this up. Like that, I'm right now, okay? So, door to romance, it can be the literal sense of romance, right? Where you're going to either meet a romantic partner or you're going to strengthen your relationship with your romantic partner, okay? This is part of it, but the door to romance can also be about self-love, okay? Which is what I was just talking about. So that's why I'm like, right now. Okay, so if you were looking for, maybe you had a strategy for manifesting, okay, or calling into manifesting a romantic partner, or how to strengthen your relationship with your romantic partner, okay, or even, again, coming with a strategy for how to cultivate that self-love and love your whole authentic self, okay? That's what we're looking at here, okay? It's around that, okay? And so, again, if you found that the strategy, the manifestation that you were trying to create is already falling apart, this is your call to look into some form of guidance as far as a coach. It could be if it's something a little more deeper, okay? Because if there's like traumas involved or something along those lines of just something a little deeper than just needing a strategy, okay? And someone to kind of be, I had it, be not authentic, accountable to, okay? If you're looking for something a little more than just, a cheerleader, someone to be accountable to, and someone that has a proven strategy that you can speak with, okay? If you're looking for something that you need to go a little bit deeper than that, this is also your call to go and look into a counselor, potentially a therapist, depending on how deep rooted this is, okay? Because I just want to say coaches are not counselors and they are not therapists, okay? So if you have something that you really need to, like some kind of trauma or something that's really like deep in there, a coach can help you in the sense of how do we maybe go from here on out, okay? How do we it's making the choice to let go of that, and then here's your strategy moving forward. But if you need to heal first, okay, this is where you're going to need a professional in the sense of a counselor or a therapist, okay? Because if you're not at a place where you're ready to just let that stuff go, okay, which makes sense. If you're in trauma, if you're still in that, you're not just going to be like, meh, I'm going to let that go, right? That's just not how that works, okay? So if you're not at that place already of I'm ready to let go of this negative karma, okay, that's when you're going to need a counselor or a therapist, some kind of medical professional to help you with that part, okay? And then once you get to the part where you're ready to let go of that negative karma, let go of that past trauma, but you're not sure where to go from here, that's where a coach comes in. That's where a coach can come in and help you, okay? And so chances are if you're here, if you're watching this, then you're into the spiritual side of stuff. So I will mention that I am a spiritual life coach, Reiki therapist, Reiki master, and advanced angel therapist. So if you want to reach out, you can DM me or email me at spirituallycharged.com, okay? But that's because I guess you could say my niche is really about tapping into the self-love, coming into wholeness, okay? Learning how to love your authentic self and how to express your authentic self. It's really about that self-love, self-acceptance, self-respect, self-worth, like all of that stuff. That's my jam, okay? And I do that through these sort of spiritual means, a spiritual guidance, okay? With tapping into guides and angels and meditation, yoga, chanting, all that. That's my jazz, okay? That's my jam. So if that's not your thing, okay, then I'm probably not the coach for you. So seek someone that is going to fit for you, okay? Same with, okay, so if you're looking for your soulmate or your twin flame, okay, again, that's not my thing, okay? You're going to want to seek out someone who is a relationship coach, okay? Or a love coach or what have you, okay? What I can do is get you into a place where you love your authentic self, you're in wholeness, I can bring you into that wholeness, and then from there, okay, you can bring that energy into your romantic relationships, okay? But as far as a strategy for how to manifest a romantic partner, I could probably help you with that, but that's not my That's not my niche. Okay. So anyways, let's tap into this a little bit more. Okay, so there needs to be a strategy, or your current strategy is failing you, okay? And you need to be willing. You need to have that open heart, okay? Because you cannot be in a place of trying to manifest either a romantic partner or build on your relationship with your romantic partner or to bring yourself into loving your whole authentic self, shadows and all, okay? If your heart is closed off, right? So, and if there's any kind of fear or blockage that is going to be getting in your way, okay? This fear is going to be the big thing that is going to keep you, okay? It's going to keep your strategy from working. If there's any kind of fear of, it could be what ifs or still some leftover negative karma, leftover from, again, past relationships, okay? And this could be going all the way back into, your caregivers, okay? Up into, and so on, depending on where you are in life, okay? So this could be because we tend to subconsciously or unconsciously, we are attracted to, this is going to, just stay with me, it's going to sound gnarly, but up in that subconscious, we tend to be attracted to our caregivers, right? Because those were our first relationships when we came into this life, okay? So we tend to be attracted to that on the subconscious level, okay? So if there are any unresolved, negative karmas attached still, that again could be consciously, subconsciously, or unconsciously, which is where your shadows are, then that's going to affect your ability to have that open heart, okay? Okay, so I'm also hearing in that same vein, to pay attention to your attachment style. Because again, that goes back into your first relationship or relationships, which is your caregivers. Okay, so pay attention to your attachment style if you're not already aware. Okay, so attachment styles have to do, so if you have a secure relationship style, if you have a secure relationship style, then your strategy is probably going to work, okay? Because secure is about, how do I put this? So you're open and you're receptive, okay? You feel very grounded in yourself and in your relationships. You're naturally able to be curious. Again, this is all without fear. When you have a secure relationship style or secure base, okay, this is that fear is not, the unhealthy aspects of fear are just not an issue for you, okay? Now, if you have an unhealthy or insecure attachment style, okay, so that is avoidant, anxious, disorganized, and disorganized is sort of, there's two types of disorganized. So there's disorganized and then there's anxious avoidant disorganized, okay? So I don't want to go into it, this is going to be too long, okay? So I won't go into it too much, but pay attention to your attachment styles, look into that, because this video is already going to be too long. So if you have anything other than a secure attachment style, which is, fear is not a factor for you in your life and in your relationships, look into the insecure attachment styles, okay? Because you need to have that awareness before you can really start to work through it, okay? And start to clear out those negative karmas and start to integrate the shadows and come into wholeness, okay? Because those will, if you have an insecure attachment style, that clearly is going to have an effect on your ability to be in a romantic type of relationship or any form of relationship, which includes the relationship with yourself. Okay, if you have an insecure attachment style, and especially if you're unaware of it, that's going to mess up your strategy. Okay? So make sure that you're paying attention to that and doing the work to clear out those negative karmas so that you can come into a secure base. Okay? Let's see. I'm actually going to, I know this is already really long. I typically don't concern myself with that, but today I think I was a little too chatty, but I really feel like I want to continue with the Soul Coaching Oracle cards by Denise Linn. Okay, so let's just tap into that real quick. I'm going to try my very best to not get into too much of a ramble or rant, if you will, just to see if we can get a little more guidance. Oops. I just wanted one card, not half the deck. I just dropped a whole bunch, okay? So I want to see if we can get a little more guidance around maybe feeling a little more insecure, okay? If we're feeling a little insecure, that insecure attachment style, if you're in one of those, because I know I am. I've been working through, for a couple of years now, I became aware of attachment styles, and I've been doing the work to clear out that negative karma. Part of it, now I will also say, just as I'm shuffling these cards, that these insecure or secure, but let's focus in on the insecure attachment styles, can also be part of your past life karma as well. So, and it's going to show up in your astrological chart, your birth chart, okay? So I will be specifically, I have it's like past karma in Capricorn, okay? And the karma that I'm looking to work through in this life is in Cancer. So those are so my North Node is in Cancer, okay? And that's the current karma that I've come into this life to either strengthen or the harmful aspects of it to clear, okay? And the South Node is about past life karma. So this is karma that I've either already worked through, or how do I say it, is it's something I'm already familiar with, okay? And so that can also have an effect on your attachment style, okay? So being Capricorn, or having my South Node in Capricorn, means that relationship styles, which is dead on, is that I'm more in the avoidant category of an insecure attachment style, okay? I'm not someone who gets emotionally involved or attached easily. Like, emotions is something that is actually quite difficult for me to tap into. It's just part of that karma, okay? And funny enough, or not, my North Node is in Cancer, which is all about your feels, right? That's all about feeling and caregiving and all of that. So, but it can also be about giving your power away. Cancer is also, that's some of the energy that needs to be worked through, the negative karma, if you will, of Cancer, is that we have a tendency, and I say we because my North Node is in Cancer, to be, to give our power away and to put our sense of our self-worth onto others. We make that their responsibility, whether they want it or not. So, and that's another part that I need to work through, or I've been working through, is really tapping into owning my own self-worth, making that my responsibility rather than giving it away. Okay? So also be aware of yourself and north nodes, and look into your birth chart. I think it's Astro. There's a free one you can do just to Google it. I want to say it's like astro.com or something. I can't quite remember what it is, but there's a free service. You just Google it where you can come across where you can learn about your birth chart, okay? And when it comes specifically to your south and north nodes, you really need to be as close as possible to the minute that you were born. So I just happen to know the exact minute I was born. I was born at 11:15 a.m. I just happened, my mom remembered, thankfully, and made me very aware of my time of birth. So you need to know, obviously, your date, time, and place of birth in order to get the most accurate birth chart, okay? And this is going to help you in understanding the karmas you need to work through, okay? And it will help you with your understanding your attachment style as well. If you're looking at your, past, and maybe you're like, I had the best parents, why would I have an insecure attachment style? That might give you some awareness as to where that's coming from. Your insecure attachment style may be coming from either your past life, or it's something that you came into this life in order to work through, okay? So it's sort of, for lack of a better term, your destiny, okay? Because that's what the North Node really is. It's about destiny, okay? Man, I chatted today. I think I just slept real good for once. Okay. And I've been shuffling this whole time. Nothing's coming up. So maybe, here, I'll stop. And let's take a look. If anything wants to come up. Very similar to yesterday in the sense of joy. Okay. Yesterday, we were asked to tap into the energies. One of the energies, anyways, was to tap into joy. Okay, so I'll read the bottom here. Joy and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. Okay? Okay, and you also see that it's coming from the heart. Okay? So, again, we really need to be in that energy without attachment. Okay? Now, if you need to start with attachment, fine. But similar to yesterday's message, it's just being in the energy of joy without having an attachment, without being like, well, because when we have those attachments, our sense of joy, okay, is dependent on that external thing, whatever that attachment is, okay? So we want to be able to tap into a higher vibration like joy without an external attachment, okay? Without something having to be dependent on something else or someone else to give us that sense of joy, okay? So we're just going to be in that sense of joy, okay? Without attachment, okay? And that also, that energy of joy and heart chakra energy is naturally healing. It's naturally going to clear out some of that negative karma, okay? Okay, and it's going to help us to naturally reach that sense of freedom, right? No attachment, just a sense of freedom. That joy comes from within. It is not tied to an external source, okay? Okay, I feel like maybe I'm starting to lose my voice because I've talked way too much for this video. It's going to be so long. I'm so sorry. I hope you found it helpful, though. And I will see you tomorrow with another daily dose of guidance. Hopefully feeling a little less chatty. You know what? I just realized maybe what it was. Typically, I ask for the Archangel Gabriel to assist me in getting a message across clearly. And for some reason, I forgot to call on her today. So maybe that's why I was a little more ranty and rambly than usual. Okay, so hopefully you got something out of this. Again, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with some assistance from Archangel Gabriel to keep me clear and on track. Okay? I will see you tomorrow, beautiful soul. Bye.